Hi. Uh, so, we just went through an election. That was fun. Um, I was going to write something out, but I think that this is a little bit easier. This goes to my Republican friends and family. Um, yes, we are on opposite sides of that fence. I don't believe in your views, but I come bearing one request. The one thing we've all agreed on all along is that social media is toxic. You guys get pissed off at, you know, other people for other things that mounts to their version of cyberbullying. And, they get pissed off at other people who cyberbully in their own way. We think we're trolling, we think we're having fun, but in reality, we're just hurting each other. This country talks about all the all the different ways we need to reunite and be stronger than ever all the time. Um, I think the first step is always being kind. All right, being kind. Um, no matter if you believe in Donald Trump or not, you know that there is another side that doesn't. You know that they're, you know, you've got your opinions. You've got your opinions about them. I am on their side, which is not my default, although it has had to be because I haven't really, ever been a Donald Trump supporter. But I I do come bearing a request, so please listen to this if nothing else. I will never ask anyone to not celebrate winning. You guys won. It was fair and square as far as I can tell. There's not a goddamn thing about it that I went, oh, well, ballots in Florida, blah, blah, blah. This is actually one of the first elections where there hasn't been some sort of, oh, he cheated in years. That's improvement in its own right. But biggest biggest problem is that no matter how you may feel about the policies of the side that lost, no matter how much you may dislike Kamala and all of that, and no matter how much you may think that your average liberal looks like every single goddamn meme out there that makes fun of liberals, uh, it's not always. Hi, I'm me. I'm a liberal. Um, and really and truly, at this point, I want to make sure that we get to see if your choice was correct. One of the ways to do that is to celebrate your win, but don't make fun of the other side. I I have unfollowed. I don't unfriend because I do love y'all, but I do unfollow, and I have unfollowed a lot of you recently because it doesn't just come with Trump 2024 and or 2025 and all that crap, which is fine. Do it. It's fine. I have run into the trolls, and some of them I don't really understand because these are people I call friend, but they're out there ripping on the leftists. Really and truly, all the leftists want are freedom of choice, freedom of expression, which is very, very similar to the ideals of some Republicans who just want freedom of choice and freedom of expression and freedom of fear. And we are all wanting the same goddamn thing, but we're on different sides of the fence on how to achieve it. And that is actually good. That's America. If you have one side, it's a dictatorship. So it's great to have the Republicans out there. But I am telling you that if you are trolling on the internet, if you're making fun of the other side, that's not celebrating your victory. That's just ripping on them. And I do get requests from Republicans to liberals saying, well, why can't you be happy for me? Um, there's a lot of fear with Donald Trump, and there's a lot of fear with the people who follow him. We can all say, oh well, this person's extreme, that person's extreme, and we have different names behind it. But you know what we're saying, we just aren't on the same page as to who it is. You would fear just as much if Kamala were going into office. You would be just as angry if Kamala was going into office. So just understand that while you can celebrate and you can, have fun, the other side doesn't need ripped on. I've seen it. I see the trolls out there. I don't like it. I think it's bullshit. A lot of us are just broken ass people. We were told our whole lives that the American dream was a white picket fence and 40 hours a week, and we got the 40 hours a week, and we can't seem to find the white picket fence. And we're not spending frivolously. I'm actually not well lit right now because my light bulbs are out above my head, and I can't get to the store because I can't afford a car. And I don't really know where to go that's local. So the challenges are what made liberals what they are. The challenges of being themselves, the challenges of living, the challenges of fighting through medical issues and all the shit that Republicans can say too. And yes, you're going to say, well, yeah, me too. Why aren't we understanding each other then? And not every Republican out there is targeted by this. I do recognize that there are Republicans out there that aren't after rights and aren't anti-woman and the fear-mongering and the press stuff and just everything and anything that is going to be said between here and the end of 4 years, whatever that looks like. But I can promise you that if you want people to finally realize that you were right, if you want people to finally realize that MAGA is not the enemy, and you consistently have told me that you're not, then you have to spread peace. You can't force peace, right? You can't make someone feel peace. You can't make someone your friend. You can't even make them your ally or your acquaintance in a positive light. They have to decide to. A part of that is just not trolling and ripping on the other side. We are not enemies. Republicans and Democrats are not enemies. We are two sides of the same goddamn coin, wanting the same goddamn thing with differing opinions of how to get there. Okay? That's it. That's all this is. And meanwhile, the answer as to who leads the country is probably somewhere else with some fucking trillionaire out there, an Elon Musk-esque, someone. But I'm telling you now that if you want people to understand that MAGA was right, and maybe you don't, maybe this is all about power for you, and if you are, then fuck you, unfriend me. I don't need you in my life. I don't care who you are. But if you would like people to understand that you're trying to help, that you're trying to actually help the country and help the people and get back on some form of normalcy. And by the way, we're all doing this post 9/11 still. I don't know if anyone really realizes that, but that's when this fear began, and it never ended. It never ended. It transferred. Republicans, Democrats. We've gone back and forth trying to figure out who's right, trying to figure out how to fix the country. But in fixing the country, each and every fucking cycle that we do this voting shit, it gets worse. It gets worse. Not up here. Not up here. We've got regular ass politicians and shit like that. But we get further and further and further apart as people. As people, we've fallen apart. If you want to fix the country, take your winnings, be happy for yourself, be happy for your people, be happy for those you who aren't happy for themselves yet, and show them that they will be all right. Show them that this country is still going to be here and be great and all that stuff that we were taught in fucking high school and middle school and elementary school, and we were taught to fucking recite over and over and over again. I pledge allegiance to the flag, all that bullshit. Show us that it's real. Show us that your vote for a Trump presidency was the right vote. Don't force us to believe it. You can't. You can never force someone into an opinion. We'll just go behind your back and do whatever we have to maintain our own lives. But if you can have the type of president and presidency, and you can calm the fuck down and not troll, and not rip on the liberals, and not make every single goddamn liberal comment a war in and of itself, hi Pete, then maybe we have a chance. Maybe we have a chance at reconciling and getting the show on the fucking road and getting back to a sociological norm. And it's not just you guys. It happens both ways, and I do know that. But right now it's you guys. Right now it's a bunch of scared-ass liberals who are absolutely terrified. Okay? They are absolutely terrified of your choice. And if you feel hurt because they are angry with you, understand the level of terror that some of them have. Understand the level of hurt that some of them have. If you believe it's all fake news, that's fine, but you have to make it fake news. It is your choice now. You have every branch of the government. You have to make it fake news. And by doing so, you can show them that it is fake news. Make it fake news. Be kind. Don't rip on any of the liberals. Don't make us out to be demons and devils, and that happens a lot. It happens on a media level, and it happens from the liberals to the conservatives, and I'm tired of it. Guys, we want the same goddamn thing. So just be kind. You don't have to be superior. You're not. You're just going to die in 70 years whether or not you are anything. That's what we do. We aren't here forever. You can believe in your God, you can believe in your whatever you want to believe in, crystals. I don't give a shit. But the idea right now is that we all have to be kind to each other. And I see a lot of unkindness, and I understand that some of it's bred by anger, but also some of it's bred by a superiority complex, and that's the stuff that needs to quit. And in quitting that, the anger will subside. In quitting that, the hatred and the fear, and that should really make you guys see why this is so why this needs to happen. The fear is what's going to drive us mad. Because when we come back in 2028 and maybe we win, maybe suddenly there's this shift and all of a sudden the Democrats are in power, are you going to suddenly go, oh, okay, well, that was a fun 4 years? No, you're going to fight back. That's what this country is about. But we have to do it in a way where we can coexist. Otherwise, we're going to explode. So do not post anti-liberal memes. Do not post anti-Kamala. Do not post anti-Trump per se. it's hard for me to say that. I admit I am a pro Kamala person, but god damn it. Let's get back to a social norm here. I hope he is the best goddamn president we ever had. We need one. With just one. Maybe we'll finally feel a little fucking pride that we were told we're supposed to when we were young. We really, really need a good president, and I really hope that you guys are right and that he is good this time around. Last time you can cite like, oh, he had a pandemic to work through. There was so much going on. There was so much controversy. This is hopefully going to be a normal 4 years that he can either become he can really become the last president of the United States. He can become a great president for the United States if he's just decent, honestly, because people aren't expecting much out of him on our side. They think he's going to take away rights and everything else, and good God, I'm not going to argue that, and I'm probably turning off comments. Understand, I'm not really trying to argue. I'm not going to convince you. You really aren't going to convince me. Time will change everything. But in the meantime, the best thing we can do is just quietly coexist. And if you want to post pro-Trump, that's fine, but do not post anti-liberal, because it's just another means to an end. And maybe you don't agree with it. It's fine not to agree with it, but I'm telling you people now, if you believe that the path to peace that we keep talking about on all the news sites is to troll and rip on each other and hate each other, it's not. We don't have to like each other's decisions. I don't like your decision if you're out there and you're wearing your hat and stuff. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And you don't understand my decision, and you're going to think I'm a dumbass, and that's fine. That's kind of what voting has always been, but it has never really been a situation where people feel absolute fear in the other side. And we always hear liberals and Republicans talk about how they're going to fix the country by being in charge. That's not what democracy is. We are going to work together as two sides of the same coin and find out what the middle ground is. That's what we need to fucking do. That's where the truth lies. But we can't get there as long as each side's trying to fix the other. We're not broken. We're just opposing viewpoints trying to get the same shit done. So coexist. All right? And part of that is being quiet about the fact that you think we're dumb. And quiet about the fact that you think the Liberal Party is terrible. It's not terrible. Sometimes you guys go too far. We bring you back. We go too far. You bring us back. That's the way it has always run. And I'm sorry our politics are shit with the people running. But we should not be at each other's throats. And we should not have an entire party thinking that their lives are about to end. And that needs to start by people just quietly not trolling. That's my number one takeaway, is just don't troll. Don't make fun of the liberals. It's not going to be funny to them. You're going to hurt their feelings. You're going to make them feel like they're right in fearing the person that you are saying is our rightful president, and technically he is. But let the House of Representatives, let the Senate, let the Supreme Court teach us liberals that the Donald Trump presidency, that the Republican red tide is not as bad as people make it out to be. And when the liberals eventually take over at some point, we need to follow suit. We really do. Like it needs to be on both sides of the fence for this, because the middle ground is what we should try to achieve. um, Otherwise, we're all going to go fucking mad, thinking the other one's the enemy, and we're not. I have many Republicans I love. I also don't understand you, and that's fine. And you don't understand me, and that's fine. But the fact is right now and going forward, we need to understand the fear that is everything, and fixing it starts honestly mostly on social media. Just don't post bullshit about liberals, and liberals, if they're not posting about you, maybe don't post about them. And we'll wait and we'll watch and we'll see if Trump is the Antichrist that people seem to think he is. And, well, a minority now think he is. And if he is that bad, all I ask is, let's do something about it. And if he's not, hooray. It's his job to prove to us that the vote was right. That's all we can hope for now. But what we can do as civilians is either kill each other over this or move along. So I'm asking my friends, my family, anyone who is a Republican, because the ball's all in your court. We can do nothing but cry or sit around and mope or be depressed or be in shock and terror. Don't rip too hard on the liberals. We are as much trying to help this country as you guys are. And if y'all can't find it in yourselves to not post, and I know that most of you probably don't post anti-liberal that much, but if you can't find it in yourself not to post, then just write me off. And as far as this country goes, so mote it be. But we have a choice to make as people, not as a nation, because you can put an American in North Korea and you're still surrounded just by human beings. But as people, we have to decide if we want this nation to continue, because the rich assholes who poison things up top, and I'm not just talking Trump, I'm talking the backers and stuff like that for the whole system from A to B, A to B, A to Z. They can only have so much power if we fall apart at the seams. So it's really up to us what happens next. I never really thought I'd get to a point where I felt I needed to speak up in this manner. I hope you listen to this and just understand I'm trying to help all sides. I know it's more complicated in everyone's mind than what has been put out there by myself. I'm normally just the funny asshole who makes jokes all day and who skirts the line for HR visits. But really and truly at this point, I am afraid, not because I'm a liberal, but because I am someone who's watching the seams bursting, slow but sure, on all sides. And I've been watching it for years. It's not just this presidency or this election. Each one, we've gotten more paranoid on either side about the opposite side, and it was never supposed to be that. So realize that your average person is not the problem. The problem is, I don't know, the government, the rich people, whatever. I'm not really here to talk about that. I really want to talk about what we can do as individuals. and realizing that we are just human no matter what flag we carry. And at this point, we just need rest. That's honestly what this nation needs more than anything. We can talk about the other stuff, but we need to rest and be able to sleep good at night. And that would be a great, great day. So, if you made it this far, thank you. If you hate me because I'm putting this out there, unfriend me. I don't care. But I'm not. I'm not trying to make this partisan to any party. I am just saying, as a person to people who have a relationship with me and have been in my life in some capacity, I know that there's a lot of fear in the world. It's on both sides. Right now, the Red Party, the Republicans, the MAGA people, the whatever you want to call yourselves at any given moment, all three, you are in the power. You have the power. Use it responsibly. Use the Spider-Man quote to guide you. With great power comes great responsibility. You have a lot of people scared. It's not just your individual, it's the media and Project 25 and all of that. But understand the level of terror on the other side and maybe just give them a fucking break if you are a troll. It is time for us to... It's time for us to start trying to prove that our side is not the enemy. And our side is whatever side's in power. Obama, Trump, Biden, Trump times two. We keep getting more and more paranoid and hating the other side that much more for extremist politics when the answer's always been in the middle. And we're straying away from that. It doesn't matter what side we're on. We're straying away from the middle ground. And we're not supposed to be enemies over this. So I'm starting to go in circles on this, and I need to end this at some point. I'm at 27 minutes, good God. But I just want to ask my friends and families, don't be a troll. Celebrate your Trump win. Be happy. But watch out for people, and it doesn't matter what side it's on. If things go bad, if the Democrats are right, be prepared to admit it and work out from there. And if we aren't right, let us see it. Don't shove it down our throats, and don't expect us to just fall in line because you won. But help us see it. Help us understand that we will be okay. Most people can't see it right now, and that's a very scary place to be in. And the ball's in your court, so use it wisely.